Okay. Oh, add to stage. Okay. Can you hear me now, James?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now. I'm
All right.
apologize, everybody. I'm still learning how to work this. So we are back with the J&J podcast, and we're going to talk NFL tonight. Um, we are on Facebook Live, uh, YouTube, and Bowie TV. Do you like that? Yeah. Where I'm trying to think of everything.
Said what?
I'm like trying to process in my old brain what's going on. So did you see JJ Watt got his money?
I think you cut out. What you said?
Did you see JJ Watt got his money?
Now
He
that's the
got
little
paid.
brother, TJ.
Oh, TJ.
What,
Yeah, you
three?
know what I
Yeah,
meant.
3 years, 123 million. Man, again, we have the Steelers again paying another defensive player top end money, player on their
But
team. I don't know how this. I don't know if this helps them get back to competing for a Super Bowl though. This may motivate him a little bit more, even though I feel like he's the type of guy if he's out there on the field, he's always giving 110%. Glad he did get his money, but from a franchise standpoint, man, I don't
right,
know.
I
I
agree.
don't know how this really.
You froze, James.
I don't
Hello.
really see them making a deep run.
Well, I agree just because Aaron Rodgers is there. I have zero faith in Aaron Rodgers. I would rather, you know, at week 3, throw in the rookie from Ohio State just because they shouldn't have let Justin Fields go. To be honest,
And rumor has it they still wanted Field.
they just didn't want to pay him, but they'll pay everybody else.
I don't see Rodgers working. Again, I've always viewed Rodgers as one of those guys. He always feels that he's the smartest guy in the room. And now you're pairing him with the offensive coordinator and Arthur Smith, who also likes being the smartest guy in the room.
Yep.
And I feel like they're just going to butt heads. I don't think it's going to work. And you're already talking about a franchise where the fan base is just tired.
Uh,
See
James
a
is.
deep playoff run. They want to be competing for a championship. And I don't know if this move gets them closer to that.
I agree, but I mean, all right. So let's go to. We know Watt got paid. Why is Scary Terry not getting his money?
That's a good question. Again,
Is it the age?
load off or help extend what they can do offensively. But Terry McLaurin is definitely your number one receiving threat in Washington. I would say he's definitely earned another payday. And I mean, what we just saw Garrett Wilson from the
Yep.
Jets, he just got paid, and what his new deal is over 30 million a year.
But
And so,
he is
McLaurin's
young.
looking at that, and he's like, right, McLaurin's looking at that. I've been more productive than
Right.
I should definitely be able to clear 32 million. Like he honestly is looking to be somewhere in that, CD Lamb range. Maybe he can get like 33, 34. I definitely feel like that's what he's pushing for. It's just as Washington going to give him that.
Well, at his age, I think they want to see also what Devo Samuel can do before they start throwing money around. But can he stay on the field? That's the question with Devo. And last year, Daniels was hitting everybody wide receiver wise. Dom Dommy Brown, I think is how you say his first name. And you got Luke McCaffrey. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe they think he's replaceable, but he is a leader in your locker room. He is a guy that you need to why not make it an incentive-based contract? You know,
I mean, if that's what they're really afraid of,
you know, and yesterday they bring in Von Miller, who's like
make that incentive
40.
based, they're probably fine with it. But I mean, I feel like at this point, his team is probably pushing for that straight 33, 34 million, kind of like some of these other top end receivers.
Right. I agree. But they bring in Von Miller, who's the last like 3 or 4 seasons been hurt a lot, and not just small injuries. I mean, some big injuries. But I think it's because Adam Peterson was part of the Broncos office that drafted him, so he's
Mhm.
comfortable with him. So I mean, and that's something that I learned from Candy Waller, because I didn't even know he was one of the office people there when in what 2011. I
I mean,
mean,
Von Miller.
he's been there for a hot minute.
I mean, if you're bringing in Von Miller at this point, if you're Washington, I feel like it's honestly he's going to play like that designated pass rusher role where it's third and long, and that's really the only time he's in the game. But he's been so banged up lately. I feel like honestly, he might just be there to kind of help mentor and teach the younger guys, and like maybe lead more by.
Yeah, because I mean, Dan Quinn loves his get to the quarterback guys, but they haven't been able to find that because I mean they drafted Chase Young and nothing, and traded Montez Sweat to the Bears, and then he has a Pro Bowl year. Makes you go, hmm. And I see that
Well,
just
um, you know,
was
I feel like that's been a struggle for him as of late, finding that dynamic pass rusher. But also, his scheme really doesn't call for that. It's more so the coverage on the back end that allows the guys up front to kind of thrive in his schemes usually. So I feel that, that's
he
probably what he's aiming to recreate here in Dallas. I mean, here in Washington.
he likes that jackknife guy, the safety that can come down and play in the box, right? The hybrid, if I remember correctly. Because
I can
he
hear
brought
you cut out.
oh he likes that hybrid guy that comes down and plays in the box that can play in the secondary.
Yeah,
It,
because what? You had Cam Chancellor when he was in Seattle. Um,
he
they
brought in
tried to do
Malik.
it with Keanu Neal in Atlanta.
Yep, and he when he was in Dallas, they brought in Malik Hooker and was able to stay healthy and tried to put him in that spot. So I mean, I think you definitely got to draft your team for your scheme. I mean, Tampa proves that. But I also read on the threads that Justin Simmons is interested in going to the Commanders. That would be a whole new thing because they brought in the dude from I believe, the Saints, and they already had Martin. They drafted him second round like 2 years ago, and he was playing good. So I don't know if Justin Simmons on maybe like a $2 million contract would be good, but
I mean, it's definitely a possibility, but I feel like if you're Washington, would you but we kind of saw why Denver cut him. He definitely had a little fall off. And so if you're Washington, if that's good enough for you, maybe they deal with it. But I think they probably look to more so see what they have in a younger guy, unless there's an injury on the roster.
right. The other things I wanted to talk about this evening was the second rounders wanting to get that. I mean, I at the time of when we announced the show, there was only like 2 or 3 second round picks that had signed. Right, from what I've read, maybe another 3 or 4 have signed, but they're fully guaranteed contracts. I mean, that you fell to the second round for a reason. So, will this change the rookie salary cap and what the expectation is for years to come?
And here's the last part it cut out. You said, will it change what?
The rookie contracts and what the expectation is for years to come.
I mean, I feel like it always changes. The one thing we have learned about the NFL, everything just increases, everything keeps going up. So eventually, we we probably figured we get to this point where we'll start to see second round. Every second round pick is going to get there, but the guys more towards the top end because a lot of those people always argue, well, hey, those guys are late first rounders or guys that could have gone first round. So I think, picks what 33 to 35, if those guys maybe got closer
Yeah,
to 100 fully guaranteed, I don't think there's a
could
big
be.
issue with that. But if you're picked for a deal, I can see that causing some issues.
It's just insane. I was looking at the free agency list that are still available. It is crazy, man, how many wide receivers, pass rushers, and offensive linemen are still available. A lot of these guys are would have been picked up a couple years ago already. So is it the fact that they can find guys that are undrafted free agents to fill them gaps and they don't have to worry about free agency? So I mean, it's just different to me on that because we were just talking about Asante Samuel Jr. with the neck injury, and
Mhm.
then I see Mike Williams retired.
I'm, you got to think, man, a lot of these guys are making way more money now. But then also, it's just it's kind of like supply and demand. The supply right now of players outweighs the demand, and so if you can replace an aging, more expensive vet with a younger, cheaper option that plays 80, 75% as good, a lot of teams are going to opt to do that. And in Samuel Jr.'s case, it, still young enough theoretically to play, and when he's on the field, he's been good. It's just that health factor. He was nicked up before the neck injury. Now he's dealing with that, and he's not the biggest guy. I think he's like only what 5'10", 5'11", and what maybe
5'10", 193.
right, right. Like he's not the biggest
Yeah.
guy, and so you have that going against you, and then you add a neck injury on top of that. There's an injury, he could be one of those guys to first get a call to say, "Hey, look, we need you to come in, fill in this spot, see if you can earn a roster spot."
It's just crazy to me the way that stuff works anymore because nothing is. I mean, yes, the NFL is a business and it's definitely changing with the times, but you see a lot of these players want guaranteed monies. So, our next thing we're going to talk about is your and I's NFL really early preseason awards. So, if you want to start, by all means.
All right, it cut out one more time. What you said?
Oh,
What's going on today?
you keep freezing on me too. So, uh,
The tech
but
gods are not with us today. What is going on here?
but on on the web, it's not showing any freezing. But the awards, go ahead. It froze again.
All right, go now. Go now.
Awards.
Preseason
Go ahead.
awards.
Yeah,
Ah,
we.
I,
You go ahead and go first.
I
I
mean,
figured just
MVP. We
to.
know it's going to be a quarterback. Let's see. Jackson's already won it twice. Allen. Um.
I, de-
So,
I got Joe Burrow. I think he's gonna come
right.
out and do something. But
I
yes,
definitely
definitely
think I like
quarterback.
him for MVP. Um. Then what? We got Offensive Player of the Year.
Yep. Let's
Who could
see.
really take off? Who could really take off and do that? Oh, got back to a great quarterback. Surgeon's
Josh.
year. I'm gonna go with Devontae Adams.
Okay. That I mean, I don't hate that, but I think he's doing this. I gotta get. Yeah, you're frozen on here. Look like that. Here, let me see if I can get it in front of the camera. Oh, of course you disappear. But for me, offensive player, I'm thinking CeeDee Lamb.
You like CD Lamb? Okay. I mean, I can see that because again, wide receiver, decent offense,
Mm-hmm.
um, decent quarterback. I can see it. My only thing would be if CD is in competition for Offensive Player of the Year, that means in theory Dak would have pretty good numbers. And so does that push Dak into
Dak's gonna have as many
I think
interceptions.
Dak would be an MVP candidate, but if CD has an Offensive Player of the Year type season,
Yeah,
theoretically that means
I
Dak's
see what
probably going
you're
to be
saying,
there too.
but I think he's gonna have as many interceptions as he does touchdowns. He's gonna Jameis Winston it.
Not 30 for 30. Come on, man. We haven't seen that since Jameis.
I know, but oh, I just thought of something. What? So with the second round picks not signing, what does that do for the Saints at quarterback in our division, man? And of course, he cuts out. If with the second round picks not signing, what does that do for the Saints at the quarterback position for us?
I
Or not
mean,
for us
the
in our
Saints were
division.
already on the Saints were already, on a hope and a prayer at the quarterback
I
position.
really think they're going to be the number one next year.
I mean, it's very well possible. I mean,
Ouch.
Alvin Kamara's getting up there in age. What you got, I think he's just a deep threat. He's not really like an underneath guy a lot. And their defense is aging. They've tried to replace some of those pass rushers and defensive players. They haven't been able to do it just yet. I mean, Cam Jordan is
He's
like
like
what?
my age.
Right. Like at this point,
Yeah.
and he's still like their best pass rusher. So it's like that kind of goes to show that, they just haven't really been able to find that next generation of guys
Oh, they had him. His name was Trey Hendrickson.
for that top pick in that draft.
Yeah, trying to see what else I told you. See if just to stick with it. Oh, what is your feeling about Lee Corso finally hanging it up at 90?
I mean, I hate to say it, but it's probably over the years, seeing what Corso brought to the program. Definitely love the headgear picks. Love his commentary, his his input here and
And
there. But
they gave
in
the
the
man
latter
a rifle,
part,
a live round in it.
right, and but in the latter years here, he's definitely lost his fastball. I think they do a good job of trying their best to keep him incorporated.
Right.
Gear selections go with him. But if they really want to keep that strictly for him, I say cool, let it go. But I think it's time for Lee to go ahead and enjoy the fruits of his labors.
Uh, gonna test your knowledge. Do you know the first time he picked a headgear where it was?
I don't know what in the '80s somewhere, and I'm gonna guess. Oh no.
You froze, James. Sorry. This
Yeah,
was
I
his
said like
first.
the '80s, and then I said the '80s sometime, and he probably picked Ohio State since you asked the question.
It was Ohio State, and I think that's where they're gonna have him do his last one on August 30th when they play Texas. So,
It's a fitting in. It's a fitting in. Now,
well, what's up? This is driving me crazy because
we
he's
know
frozen.
that.
Do what?
Did Ohio State win that day?
Yes, they did.
So yeah, if he picks Ohio State again and they win, I feel like it's a fitting in. He got the first headgear selection right. He gets the last one right. Go out on top in a sense.
Well, you look at the way things are going because we Corso's retiring. Um, Vital was sick for a while. We thought he wasn't going to be able to pull it through. The people are aging out. You know, next man. I say next man up, but if I hear Skip Bayless's voice one more time, or what's the guy's name? The SEC guy, Tannenbaum or whatever his name is.
Oh,
I,
Paul Feinenbaum.
Paul
Yeah,
Feinenbaum. I hate
nah,
that guy.
nah.
I'd rather
I would
listen to
hope that those
Booger
guys stick
McFarland.
to where they're at. Right. At least Booger will be entertaining. I don't think Skip should do it. I don't like Tannenbaum for that gig. If anything, you kind of have a star on set and Pat McAfee. Let Pat
Oh,
rock it out. Let Pat rock it out. Maybe you get another guy to come in and do some color commentary, but you'd have what McAfee, Herb Street.
Saban.
What you got Saban. What don't they still have like Joey Galloway, Desmond Howard? Like
Yeah,
aren't all those guys still around? So I feel
there.
like there's enough guys in house to replace Corso without having to bring in a Skip Bayless or
Do
somebody
you
like
know
that.
who Dave Portnoy is? The other
Yeah,
guy from
from
Bar.
Barstool.
Yeah, they're talking about bringing him in.
I mean, unless he's gonna be trying pizza on set from each game day
Right.
station, I I don't want to see it. But if
I love McAfee on it just because of the energy it brings. I mean, and he knows what he's talking about 99% of the time.
right, and it's like I don't Portnoy might be a football savant. I don't know. But I kind of like him where he's at. Keep trying pizza, keep running Barstool. I don't know if he needs the ESPN coverage. I wouldn't want to see it, but if he gets it, more power to him.
Yeah, true that. Um, let's see what else we got. We, do you got anything you want to talk about?
Um, Honestly, one topic I kind of do want to get into you with that honestly it's a little ridiculous at this point. I do kind of want to see what are your thoughts on Shamar Stewart and the whole Bengals situation? Because the fact that he's still not signed and it's all due to language that they want in the contract to kind of void his
Right.
guarantees if he's like injured, suspended, anything like that. It's like you haven't done that for any other first round pick of yours. No other team has done that. Why all of a sudden with Shamar Stewart did you decide, hey, we want this? Because to my knowledge, like he wasn't like a red flag character guy coming
No,
out,
the only
you
guy
know.
that was considered a first round pick that was had huge red flags was the guy that from Marshall. I think of Mike Green,
Yeah. And it's like, pretty
but
much
no,
everybody covered that what happened, but for Shamar Stewart, like we didn't hear any of that. It was just, oh, guy's a freak athlete. The only thing, Texas A&M didn't really utilize him well. The 4.5 sacks over his career, but the fact that what camp opens up in like a week or less than a week, and he's
yeah.
still unsigned, like there's talks he could potentially even go back to college, or they could explore that to see, if he could go back to A&M and play for another year. Like that's
Well,
crazy.
it would be his senior year because he still has 1 year of eligibility left. So
And it's kind of wild because if you're Cincinnati, you already don't have Trey Hendrickson attending events or in camp because he's looking for a new deal. You draft a guy theoretically to replace him, and you won't sign him to a good deal. It's like
and the other pass rusher you had, Sam Hubbard, retired
it
last year.
retired on you. So it's like, in theory, the top three guys that you had in one position don't want to play for you
Just
or
said
don't want to be there at the point.
right.
So,
It don't mix because if you go back, like what 5, maybe 7 years ago, they had Geno Atkins, Mike Johnson, and there was one other pass rusher that they could definitely. Because I know we signed Michael Johnson to a contract in Tampa Bay, and he couldn't do anything. He looked like Joe Tryon. So
I don't know what it is about Cincinnati, man. And right now, this current front office, well, the front office has never really wanted to pay a whole lot of people because I was shocked when they did Chase and Higgins all in one offseason. But
it
it's like the
really,
money's run dry now. It's like the money's run dry. They don't want to pay anybody else.
Terrell said the Bengals are messing up, and Bengals Super Bowl offense first pick of the draft defense.
I mean, yeah, because what they fired the defensive coordinator, they brought in Al Golden from what Notre Dame, and it's like, yeah, he might can coach, but if he doesn't have players to coach, what the hell is he supposed to do?
Exactly.
You gonna have him suit up? Like, I don't know.
They'll
Like
be
if you're the Bengals right now, you're totally screwing the pooch in a sense.
you'll be calling James Brown to pass.
Nah,
Go
I
after.
don't. I don't want to go play in Cincinnati. I'm sorry. I
I
don't want to
would
be there.
love to see you try to chase down Lamar Jackson.
No, you wouldn't, because I wouldn't be anywhere near him probably. Like he'd be three screen, 3 frames ahead of me. Like that's ridiculous. Lamar
They'd
runs
have
what
to
a
do
four
dual
three four
camera
two.
it.
Like simulcan will like just eat me alive. Lamar runs like what 4.3, 4.2. I probably run what 5.1. Like there's no way I'm catching Lamar Jackson.
It's better than
He
what
could
I could
probably
run.
trip. He could probably
I,
trip, and I'd still be like 2, 3 yards behind. Like it's not happening.
it's just crazy to me. So last thing I got for us is something close to your heart. Uh, you know, it's two things with the Falcons. They
All right.
didn't pick up Pitts. They didn't
Yeah,
sign
he's on
him
the fifth
to.
year option, but he doesn't have a new
Yep,
deal on the table yet.
they declined it. And then, come on, Kirk Cousins is making 20 million, warming the bench and filling water bottles. They need. I really thought that would be a trade that would already be done.
Nah, I mean, you got to look at it, man. Kurt is gonna be 36 this year. Actually, what next month? He'll be 36 years old. It'll be year two coming off the Achilles. And the beginning of last year, we saw that Pittsburgh game he looked terrible in because he was still, I think, working his way back. Then after that, he kind of took off. He started to play well. We were in contention to win the division. We're 6-3. We're going into what the Saints game, and then he just gets blindside hit. Now, I don't even think it was a blindside hit because it came. He beat the right tackle, like McGarry's knee buckles, and Kurt just gets blasted by a Saints defensive lineman, and he was just never the same after that.
You think he lost that ability to take that hit? I
I
mean,
don't think it's a problem with taking the hit. I feel like at this point it's more physically can his body hold up. I mean, we saw after that game, the arm strength wasn't there, the mobility, like the footwork wasn't there. Like Kurt's never been a mobile guy, but he couldn't even move the pocket at all after that game. And the guy we saw that was a shoe in for comeback player of the year was able to take the Falcons potentially to a division championship and a playoff spot. He just fell off a cliff. Like he went 1-9 as far as touchdowns, interceptions over the next what 9 games. And it's honestly to the
yep.
point where, they kind of tanked the season by not playing Penix sooner. I got personally, I think it's because of Netflix, with the whole quarterback special.
Yep.
Netflix was like, hey, look, we're paying Kirk to do this. We're not paying Mike. Mike's not under contract with us. Kirk is. And so Kirk needs to be in here playing a few more games for us.
It
Do us a
hurts me to
solid.
say this. I love Penix as a quarterback because I watched him a lot when he played us at Indiana, and I love his throwing motion, his power. He needs to work on his accuracy a lot, but I really think he is the next step. I see Cousins ending up with the Dolphins,
I don't know. I mean, wherever Kirk goes, I feel like it's because somebody got injured. At this point, he
and this
still
is
wants to
why I
start,
said the
but I
Dolphins.
don't think he's a starter anymore. If
Oh, I
if there
agree.
was one starter that was probably going to get injured, Tua would be that guy. I mean, right now, I just pray it's not another concussion injury. But outside of that, if there was a betting favorite for a first quarterback to sustain an injury, I'm pretty sure it would be Tua. Like I don't know if Vegas does that, but Tua's probably the favorite on that one.
That would
But
be
yeah,
dirty if they did do it.
probably, definitely. But yeah, at this point, if Kirk goes anywhere else, it's because the starter there got injured, and we're talking about possibly season ending. Like I don't think it's a situation where he's out for a couple weeks and then he'll be back and a team trades for Kirk. But like if a guy sustains a season-ending injury, I think at that point Atlanta could get the call for Kirk. But again, you're making what 20 mil to like you said hold a clipboard, advise Michael Penix. I mean, it's not a bad life. It could be way worse. I'm not shedding any tears for the guy. Like I know you want to play, but shit, you had your chance to play
You're still getting
and you
paid.
squandered it. You're still getting paid. You had your chance. You played well. You got hurt, and then you went 1-9 as far as touchdowns and interceptions. You tanked the season, and then Penix comes in and he plays well. I mean, at that point in the season, you're turning into a rookie quarterback and you say, hey, kid, we're still in contention to make a playoff spot. Go out there and try to win these next 3 games.
When I was
And
going
he
back
and he
in,
put the team in position to win. The defense just failed the last 2 weeks. But Penix
right,
did his job.
researching where with the draft in which Pitts was taken, I didn't realize you guys had so many top 10 picks, man. And I'm not trying
Yeah.
to give you a low blow, but
No, like
that's
what? We
it's
had
insane.
2021, we had the fourth pick with Pitts. Then like the next 3 seasons, we had the number 8 pick because we went what we did. We took
Bijan,
Pitts. Then it was Bijan. Then it was Drake London. No, it was Drake London. Then Bijan. Then Michael Penix this past year, and now they finally went defense. But you know, Kyle Pitts hasn't worked out so far. but there's optimism because we think, Penix could be the guy. If Penix is the guy, then he could possibly turn around things for Pitts in Atlanta because we saw when Pitts had a quarterback that could get him the ball, like Matt Ryan, he's 1,000-yard tight end. He didn't score a lot of touchdowns,
Do
but
you think it could be
he
the
was productive.
offense? Just thought because he came out the same year as Washington, right? That went to the Steelers, and there was talk
I
about
think
them
so.
being, next great tight end combo. And I haven't seen Washington do anything but, set on the sideline in, Pittsburgh.
I mean, I feel like Washington's going to be like more of that blocking tight end anyway, due to his size. And then Pittsburgh has other good options such as Fryermuth. Then they just added Johnny Smith, so I feel like that's kind of hurting Washington's development. But
Mm-hmm.
for Pitts, man, I feel like it's going to be effort on his part, offensive scheme from the coordinator standpoint, because there were times last season where he was open and Kirk didn't find him or Kirk just couldn't get him the ball. And to that, that's more scheme and quarterback. Then there's times where Pitts isn't getting open, where he's either cheating the route or he's not running hard or he clearly slowed down or broke off on the route early. And so
All
that's
right.
effort on his part.
I know I said this on the last one, but I just seen a Rasheed Rice got a month in jail and then 2 years probation. What I mean, because we watching the Super Bowl last year, you saw Kelsey giving up. He was pretty much done in the second quarter. He was no longer running routes or going down the field. He's standing there at the line of scrimmage, like, what? Do I hear a whistle? And so, Rice was supposed to be the next big target for him. Do you see the Chiefs possibly making a play or trade for another weapon? Because they got rid of Hill because he was unhappy. He could have had 2 more rings and been one of the best wide receivers in the league. And then it's just like insane. They keep trying to draft these weapons and they fall on their face because they drafted what was it, Worthy,
Mhm.
and he is not worthy.
Yeah, Xavier Worthy hasn't panned out just yet. He's had his moments last season, but he was kind of a raw receiver coming out of Texas. He was just real fast. So we'll see if the hands have developed a little bit more this offseason. But to the Rasheed Rice point, I think if you're Rasheed Rice, you're just fortunate that A, you didn't get hurt, you didn't pass away, nobody involved in the incident was fatally injured.
You
And,
didn't pull a Henry Ruggs. Let's just say it.
right, you didn't pull a Henry Ruggs. And then what? Now you got what, 30 days in jail that you'll serve at some point and probation. You kind of got a little bit of a slap on the wrist. Now, yes, you're going to pay some hefty fines. You're going to shell out a lot of money. But in the grand scheme of things, you're still going to have your NFL career. You're still going to be able to play for one of the premier teams in the league and compete for championships. Now, I'm sure the NFL is going to suspend them at some point. And what we'll probably see a 4, 6 game suspension, and he'll probably lose some game checks for
Mm-hmm.
that. But in the grand scheme of things, you're kind of counting your blessings if you're him because it could have
Oh,
been way worse. It could have been way
absolutely.
worse.
Because I read some stuff up on Ruggs. He is still in football shape and looking for the Raiders to bring him back when he gets out of prison. Which, all it would have taken is one friend to take his keys away. So what if my friends are mad at me? I would rather have my friends mad at me than my friends in prison.
I mean, a lot of these scenarios and situations can be avoided with, one phone call, one text. Um,
Absolutely.
if Henry Ruggs does get a second chance, I pray he utilizes it well, that he honestly takes that opportunity to rebuild his image, but also kind of pay it back to that individual's family because they they lost a life. They lost an individual. They lost, well, I believe it was a daughter,
It was a
brother,
daughter. Yep.
sister.
Daughter.
That's somebody who is not here anymore because of your stupid actions. And so, if you do get a second chance, you need to put 120% into it. You need to pay back that debt tenfold and go out and be the best version of yourself that you can be at this point. Because there's definitely an uphill climb for you. And if you're up to the challenge, I hope you accomplish it.
So in hindsight, um, make as much impact on the football field as you can, but also make an impact off the field.
Exactly.
So, but that's about all we got to cover on episode 3. I appreciate you coming on, James, and short notice. I had the football itch for the last couple days, and Darrell is out. Well, the sun's not completely down, so he's probably walking the beach doing nothing. And Myrtle, because he only goes up to about his ankles because we know he can't swim.
Oh wow. I mean,
No, he
I
really
ain't gonna lie though.
he can't.
Some I don't like going in past like lower thigh. I don't like going in past that. I'll get the knees wet, definitely get the ankles wet. But like once I get to the point to where the thighs start disappearing under the waves, I'm falling back. I can't
Oh
do
no.
it. I can't do
Uh,
it.
I think when we went to ACC once, my leg was killing me, so I needed to get in the tub. And Darrell was scared of like 6 inches of water in the tub. Yeah. I was like, seriously? He's like, I would need arm floaties and a life preserver.
Well, the
So
good thing is those are in plenty supply down at Myrtle Beach. So if he's feeling frisky, he can go ahead and get a pair of those and get to work.
he would float away, bro. He would call us from like Costa Rica. Guys, I got a problem.
I'd be like, man, I'm like, what current did you catch? He caught that joint from Finding Nemo.
Dude, totally tubular. All right, y'all. Thank for everybody tuning in to J&J podcast. James, appreciate it, bro. Great seeing you.
Hey man,
I,
great to see
I'm
you.
getting
Thanks for having
I'm,
me on.
I'm getting used to the hair. I love it now.
It's a work in progress, but I think I like the look. We'll stick with this one for a while. And if need be, we'll change it later. But for now, it's getting the job done.
My wife had to point out how gray my beard is getting.
Ah,
I think it's the light that's
ah.
here. I really
Right, you got
do.
to tell it. It's the reflection, and then coming off the monitor that kind of gives it that gray luster. But once you turn the light out, I'm pretty sure it's going to go back to jet black.
No, I'm just old as hell.
Come on, it was working until you admitted to that. It was working.
Hey, check engine lights on, bro. I know that. Hey, you're not far behind, so laugh it up.
I got a little bit more time. I got a little bit more time. I'm gonna enjoy it
Yeah,
though. I'm gonna enjoy it.
about a decade. I know. It goes quicker than you think, bro. So,
That's true.
anything for the viewers?
Hey, to everybody out there viewing, watching, tuning in, appreciate it. Thank you. Let us know in the comments if you have any other opinions, updates, anything you want to see on the future for the J&J podcast. And as always, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Check out all the great stuff we got here at the Legacy Maker Sports Network. We'll catch you later.
Absolutely. Sounds great. God bless.